Title: Never lose a trade with this simple discipline trick. You're probably losing money for the exact opposite reason you think you are. For years, I was convinced that finding the perfect entry was a secret sauce to profitable trading, but my account just kept bleeding money. I'd find the most beautiful chart setup, a textbook A+ entry, and I'd jump in, feeling like a genius. And yeah, I'd win a few, but then one bad trade would come along and wipe out all my gains, and then some. It honestly felt like a curse. It wasn't until a pro trader, a guy who'd been in the trenches for decades, showed me a simple calculation, a discipline trick that had absolutely nothing to do with my entries, that I finally saw my account flip from red to green. That moment changed my entire career, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what he showed me, step by step. This isn't about finding some mythical holy grail. It's about not losing your mind and your money when a trade inevitably goes against you. Let me know if this sounds familiar. You spend hours glued to your screen. You find the perfect setup, the stars align, and you place your trade. It starts moving in your favor. You feel that rush, that hit of validation, and you think, I've finally cracked the code. You snatch a small profit, and you feel great. You do it again and again. A string of small wins builds your confidence to a dangerous high. And then it happens, the one trade, the sure thing. It's a setup so perfect, so incredibly obvious, that you decide to go a little bigger this time. You're overconfident, thinking, this is the one. This is the trade that's going to make my month. You get in, and for a second, it works. But then, the market turns. It inches against you. It's just a pullback. You tell yourself, it'll bounce. But it doesn't. It keeps sinking. Panic starts to creep in. Your heart's pounding against your ribs. That tiny loss is now a medium-sized loss. You drag your stop-loss down just to give it a little room to breathe. You're not following a plan anymore. You're just praying. The medium loss quickly snowballs into a massive, account-denting disaster. By the time you finally wave the white flag and close the trade, the damage is done. One single position has vaporized weeks of your hard work. This was my world. I was trapped in this destructive cycle of fear and greed. The frustration was just immense. I'd have a fantastic week, only to give it all back and more in a single day of pure chaos. I started revenge trading, trying to claw back what I lost, which only dug the hole deeper. I was on the verge of quitting, completely convinced I just wasn't cut out for this. I thought my strategy was a problem, or my entries. I was dead wrong. The problem was my discipline, but not in the way you'd think. As traders, we are obsessed with entries. We hunt for the holy grail indicator, the perfect pattern, the secret signal that screams, buy here. We're convinced that if we can just perfect our entry timing, profits will magically follow. But this is one of the biggest and most dangerous myths in trading. Here's the hard truth. You can have the best entry in the world and still lose your entire account. On the flip side, you can have a pretty mediocre entry and still be wildly profitable. How? Because the outcome of any single trade is essentially random. You will never know for sure what happens next. The most flawless A+ setup can fail miserably, and the ugliest looking chart can take off like a rocket. This obsession with entries creates a huge psychological flaw. It tricks you into believing some trades are better than others. When you think you found a sure thing, your emotions have already hijacked a trade. You get overconfident. And what does overconfidence lead to? It leads to risking way too much. You load up on a massive position size because you're convinced this trade can't possibly lose. And when that can't lose, trade starts losing, your whole world shatters. The pain is 10 times worse because you didn't just risk your money, you risked your ego,